Next, open both cargo door latches and make sure the door swings freely. Open the cargo door control panel. Remove the pump handle and turn the selector to the open position and insert the handle in the pump. Pump up the door as much as necessary to gain access to the cargo compartment. Inspect the compartment's overall condition and for baggage that may have been left accidentally. Check that the smoke detector is uncovered in the ceiling and that the actuator is free of leaks. Finally, check the fire extinguisher quantity and security behind the aft row of passenger seats. When you've completed the baggage compartment inspection, return to the door control panel, place the pump handle in the fully up position, stow the handle, and turn the door control to the closed position. Latch the control panel door, and then latch the cargo door, checking the sight windows to ensure the door is properly latched. Check that the static ports are clear and inspect the vents on the side of the fuselage and vertical stabilizer, beginning with the ACM precooler intake. Then check the rectangular recirc fan intake and the NACA type ram air intake, used only on aircraft without the large NACA intakes on the forward fuselage. Check the vertical stabilizer de-ice boot, beacon, antenna, and rudder static wicks. Then check the tail ice light and the condition of the horizontal stabilizer de-ice boot. Check the elevator hinge points and its associated trim tab and bonding wire for security. Also inspect the rudder and its trim tab for security. Then check the tail nav and strobe lights for security or cracks. Inspect the right elevator hinge points and static wicks as you did on the left side, and check the right horizontal stabilizer de-ice boot for damage. Also inspect the right side of the vertical stabilizer hinge points and nav antenna. Check the right tail ice light and the 3 fuselage vents on the right fuselage. In addition, check that the ELT antenna is undamaged. Open the hydraulic reservoir and check that there is fluid in both the normal and emergency reservoir sight windows. Close the access door. Check the static ports and continue under the right flap. Again, you're checking the inboard hinge, asymmetry rod, and their bonding wire. Check the right wheel area for hydraulic leaks. Move along and check the jack screw actuator on the right flap and the outboard hinge points. Check the aileron rudder interconnect and the static wicks on the right aileron. Inspect the wingtip light assembly and wingtip vent and check the outer wing de-ice boot for damage.
Open up, Vern. It's me, Vernon.
After inspecting the landing light assembly and vents, continue along the de-ice boot to the fluid drain and fire bottle discharge disc. Check that the 3 cowling latches are secure and that the right exhaust stack is undamaged. Turn the propeller through and check it and the spinner screws as you did before. Check the inlet de-ice boot and the oil cooler inlet and exhaust for debris. Inspect the left side exhaust stack, cowling latches, and generator cooling inlet. Check the oil on the right engine. Again, you're checking for the presence of oil and that the color is clear. Check the inertial separator exit for security and inspect the gear doors and landing gear for damage or leaks as you did on the left side. Check the dripless stick access for leaks as well as the boost pumps and inboard fuel drains. Check that the overwing escape hatch and forward emergency exit are secure and flush with the fuselage. Check that the battery cooling intake and exhaust is unobstructed. Also check the cabin ventilation NACAs. When checking the nose tire, inspect the nose gear steering, actuator linkages, and steering trunnion to be sure they are in place and secure. Check that the right avionics bay door is latched and secure, and check that the pitot tube is clear. Then inspect the windshield and wipers for damage. Continue along the left side, checking the pitot tube and the ground power socket on the left forward nose. Check that the pins are intact and that the door latches properly. Check the left avionics bay door for security and the left cockpit and cabin air intake vents.